point in time, my office has been retained to locate you, advise you of your rights, to facilitate a court action. This is TransNational Litigation, sir. Where is it? We're located in Westchester, D.C., sir. Basically, sir, my job's just to locate individuals and let them know that there's going to be a summons served to their address regarding court proceeding. Seems like there's been a breach in a contractual agreement with the Providian MasterCard. So I represent the attorneys network, and they purchased the debt from Providian, so Providian no longer owns this debt. The attorneys network, sir. That's who I represent. They're all over the U.S., sir. Okay, right now, you've been located for a breach in a contractual agreement you entered into with the Providian MasterCard. It's been several times in collections. Seems several years now, and a couple ADR correspondence. I'm not a collector, and basically my job is just to let you know what's going on and make sure you don't miss the summons for court. Okay, but if you haven't received any ADR correspondence, so that ADR is an alternative dispute resolution. Basically, before a collection agency charges off the debt, they basically will offer you maybe 60% of the principal balance just to try to get a little bit of money from you before they charge off the account. Okay, if you would like pull that up, see what. Okay, I'm gonna let you know what the pretrial balance is also along with the ADR balance. Just give me 2 minutes, okay? Okay. You're looking at a $12,600 pretrial balance, and the last ADR correspondence that was offered was $9,635. It seems that your account has been red flagged, sir. Therefore, I'm not going to be able to help you out any further than I already did. I'm going to go ahead and transfer you to the Director of Operations. Good luck with the whole matter. This is Deputy Director Angelo Dispenza. All right, and obviously they were going over the case with you here. Pretrial balance $12,600. Obviously, once we file for a court date, we're going to be at anywhere between $2,000 and $4,000 in applicable attorney fees, court costs, and summons fees. Several amounts that they're going to be pursuing you for through Travis County. Now, you stated that you never received the ADR out-of-court settlement opportunity, sir. The only thing that I could do here, I mean, we don't want to miss trial. If I was able to get them to establish the last settlement that was issued to you, is that something you could satisfy? So it probably wasn't appearing on your credit or something in escrow. They couldn't find the person that owned the legal rights to the case? Wow, well, obviously, this seems like it's just a big misunderstanding. Okay, so if I can get them to establish the last settlement that was issued to you, that's something you can satisfy? Well, unfortunately, we can't deal with your attorney, sir. So in order for me, I'd have to get the attorneys to sign off on putting it back on the table and set you up with the attorney's auditing company so that way I can stop them from pursuing this legally. But unfortunately, you're going to need to obtain your... See, we don't deal with attorneys. Our job is to facilitate court action. So if the attorneys do authorize something like this, they're willing to do it, but they're not going to deal with your attorney. In order for me to stop the court proceedings against you and everything, you have to set up representation with the auditing company. This is the issue. On my end, I can get you an email within an hour after you set up representation for the arrangement. That's the only thing, because we only send a conditional letter of release and a letter of... So if I can get them to put the $9,600 back on the table, it's something you can satisfy right now? Okay, well, I'm going to go talk with the attorneys. I'm sure it won't be a problem, and get your paperwork drawn up and up here. The attorneys have authorized, usually they don't send letters for like 24 to 48 hours. They said they will send it immediately after your representation's on file. They'll fax it over to you that moment. I have an attorney release code. You need to write this down. It's M as in Mary, M as in Mary, C as in Charlie, 196. When I'm done going over the paperwork with you, I'm going to transfer you to the auditing company for the attorneys. They're the ones that handle all the bank details. They put you on a federally secure line and go over that with you. You need to provide them with the attorney release code so they can access your arrangement. Well, I'm glad we got a hold of you. If we didn't even hear from you within like 48 hours, our job would have been to file a court date. So it's a good thing that you got back to us. Saved you some money here, that's for sure. So, all right, it's going to be $90.35. So it's going to, obviously, the way it's done with the auditing companies, you're going to give them all the information that appears on the face of a check. Pretty much, you can void the check number out and give them that physical check number. So like I said, I can't authorize you to get a letter until we have representation with the auditing company set up with valid checking information. So you're saying that your attorney has the information for the account that he controls? Right. Okay. Right, you guys talked about it a month ago. He knows you owe it, and you already have the money in escrow. Just give me 1 second, sir. I'm trying to get one of the attorneys. I think they're all in court. Give me a moment, okay? This is what they are willing to do, okay? We need to set you up with a promissory note with the auditing company so that way I can release you the letter
And obviously, you know, we'll have 24 to 48 hours in order to get your attorney to obviously change the information. The moment after you're done setting up the promissory note with the auditing company. You're not signing anything, sir. You're setting up a promissory note with the attorney's banking line, so that way they'll issue you a conditional letter of release. Right, they'll fax you the conditional letter of release upon setting up the auditing company with the promissory note. So do you have checking information on you? Do you have any type of checking information on you to set up representation? I understand. I understand it's not going to be drafted out of your account. They just want representation of a promissory note. They're not going to process the check.